It's always an interesting time on the Girl Child Program, powered by the Girls Power Initiative, GPI, towards an empowered womanhood. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Afi Mia. The Girls Power Initiative Program actually gets involved in various activities, but today we will be looking at a very special activity, the ICS Programme. And I have with me on set discussants from the program, and I would like to start with from my immediate left with Emilia Ayo. She is the project supervisor, GPI.
Thank you very much, Afi. Thank you for having us on your program.
Thank you for coming. And sandwiched between these beautiful ladies is a man, Godwin Omini. He's a volunteer from Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming. And beside him, to his right, is Grace Myers.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Grace is from the UK. Thank you for coming. Okay, she's one of the volunteers. Okay, so did I start with Grace? What's the ICS program about?
So the ICS program is all about international relations. So, like me and Godwin, UK volunteers and Nigerian volunteers working together to help the community in some way. So we've got 10 UK, 10 Nigerian volunteers, and we live, learn and work together in Nigerian host homes. So I've got a Nigerian family who I live with, which is lovely, and learning how to help the community together and different skills we can gain from this program together, and then working together as well, which has been amazing so far.
Okay, so Godwin, how long do the volunteers spend on each project?
Basically, we don't have time frame for each project, but the program is to last for 3 months. So far, so good. We've spent like 2 months fundraising. For the fundraising is part of the program, but the projects in particular, no time frame for them.
Okay, so that means, Grace, in 3 months you'll be back to the UK?
Well, it's almost been 3 months, so in 5 days now.
Oh, really? So I caught you right on time then. Okay, so Emilia, what's actually happening in the ICS program?
Okay, I want to start with the fact that I am one of the project supervisors per se from GPI. We have on ground 2 other project supervisors from VSO, 1 Nigerian and 1 UK. Elsie and Fulusho, they are both on ground, although they are unavoidably absent in this discussion. So the ICS program is called International Citizen Service. It's a partnership program between VSO, which is Voluntary Service Overseas, and GPI Girls Power Initiative. VSO works in so many countries across Africa, and they run programs across different countries in the world. GPI's relationship with VSO has been very fruitful, as we've had other normal volunteers, 1 or 2. We have the second one, who I think has been on set before, Sarah.
Okay, yes, I remember Sarah.
Yes, we've had 2 volunteers come to GPI to give us the kind of capacity we've not had. But for this program, which is just a time frame for 3 months, it's about living and learning and working together between Nigerians and people from the UK. They are young people between the ages of 18 to 25 who were recruited. The UK volunteers, Grace is just one of them. 10 of them were recruited in the UK, while we have the Nigerian volunteers. One of them here is Godwin. We were recruited here, actually here in Calabar. We recruited them here. And we had the UK people, volunteers, come to join them to work in a community. And the community is in Akwabi or Kwaikwarifanga. So they have been working for the past 3 months. And like Grace said, in 5 days they'll be leaving. So we are here to share part of their experience, their challenges, and at the end, what possibly could they be taking home after being here for 3 months.
Grace, what kind of work have you been doing? Cutting firewood in the village?
So we've been working in, my pronunciation is bad, but Akwa Kotofan.
You've tried. Good enough.
And we've been building them a new house post. They're currently using a container, like a shipping container, and it's not good enough. The staff don't even sit in there because it's too hot. So we're building them a new house post, and and we're renovating the primary and secondary schools. So we're giving the secondary school a new library, and the primary school we've given loads of equipment for the crash, and we've seen that the children, when we go into the classrooms, it's a government school, and they all sit on the floor. And so what we've done is we've made like desks and tables, we've reconcreted the floor, so it had big holes in and things like that. So we just came along and saw anything that we could do, anything that we could help with, and we've tried to help as much as we can.
And you've done this in just 3 months?
Yeah, well, we still, even
you haven't actually
speak,
finished?
Volunteers are still working, trying to finish all the projects.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Godwin, I'm sure that you've had some challenges.
Yeah.
In everything you do in life, there are always challenges. So what challenges have you faced?
Well,
personally and then as a group?
Well, basically, as a group, we've faced challenges of the community in particular, the orientation, because we know the normal Nigerian everywhere across the country. It's very normal that everybody wants to work for money. Nobody wants to do the free thing, as they say, charity. So we find it difficult because our initial expectations was to come in the community, give them orientation and have them come out to assist, basically the youth in the community, but we got nothing or less of that. And secondly, finance. It's more like we weren't given any money, like the organization didn't give us any money to kickstart the project as well as continue the project so as to complete it. So we were doing the fundraising ourselves. We fundraised ourselves as to see that these projects are being completed. So basically for myself as a person, it's not been easy having different people from different countries. You get to do a lot of compromises. That's compromise.
Like what you eat?
Yeah, exactly. If they're going to be in Nigeria for 3 months, they have to eat our food. So as well, if we go to maybe some eateries outside, we have to try theirs as well. Even at home, if they try making their kind of food, you just have to eat because they're basically eating our food. So living with them, learning their own culture, spending time together, having them teach you because it's not like an exchange program where we go to the UK and see things for ourselves. So we just have to listen to them, so they teach us their own culture, how they live, and how things work in the UK.
Okay. Oh, Amelia, I would like some money. So I'm quite interested in the fundraising aspect. They didn't have money, but they were able to raise some funds. So how did you do that?
Okay, I would just give an overall, and then they can expand.
Okay, then you can give me the details after the program.
Overall, it was fantastic. In fact, at first I felt this is impossible, but when it gets to a stage and you actually see this thing working and you can say, wow, we actually have young Nigerians who are wonderful, who are intelligent, they are up and doing, and young people can actually make changes with whatever they have. So these young people came on board and they came up with different ideas on how to fundraise. They decided to do lots of things. They had an organized a fundraising event. And then they did various other things to get monies in between. I don't want to take this stuff from them, so I would like Godwin
I'll start with Grace. Let's talk a little bit more about the fundraising.
Yeah, so we had a fundraising show where the Nigerian volunteers were amazing because they have lots of connections with different groups that could perform at the show.
Okay, what did you do, like music, dancing?
We had dancing, so we had Lost Prophets.
Yeah, Last Prophets did it for us free. Actually, we have to say thank you. I've always been saying I'll say thank you. Last Prophet was there. Yeah. He hosted the show for free. Yes.
Crazy Legs or something.
Yeah.
The dance group. A4. Lots of different groups. Dancers, comedians, musicians, things like that. I think we did our own BFO dance,
Yeah.
which is quite embarrassing.
Why?
No, I don't think it was.
Maybe I should throw you a challenge later on. You do the dance for us.
I think because they were not as good as the performers, but those are like professional performers. You just did it for fun.
Yeah. So basically, we washed cars for fundraising. Like around eateries, we shed ourselves, split ourselves into different groups, and positioned ourselves at apples, crunchies, all the eateries around. We wash cars. We try to tell people about our program. So many people were willing to give out. So many weren't willing because they really do not know what the program is all about. And some people say, like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you're from. And these days, some NGOs have spoiled the brand name NGO. So it's more like some people are saying like these people are just a bunch of fraudsters. So I'm not going to put my money into any NGO thing. So, but we visited some churches. They've been so helpful, the churches and all that.
It's the secretariat.
Yeah.
That was big.
Yeah, and some, well-minded Nigerians, they donate some money personally from their pockets. We don't want to mention names, but some Nigerians who, some of them, like their host parents, actually also gave out some money. Some of them gave resources, like someone donated their bus for them to be using back and forth three times a week in the community. Some of them gave them space. They got some things free, like during the fundraising, I think the DJ was free. Was the DJ free?
Yeah, the DJ was free.
The DJ was free. So it was amazing. They just went around and fundraised, churches, visits, personal persons, washing of cars and various things, and then collated together. Bubba jobs.
Come to my house to wash some clothes.
Yeah, we never had your contact. If we had,
then you missed out then. Okay, Amelia, I'm sure this isn't the first time that the GPI is getting involved in this kind of activity. What activities have you had in the past?
We've had various activities with other NGOs, like partnership activities. Well, actually, this is the first type, as it is now, this ICS program. This is GPI's first experience. But we've had other humanitarian projects for sexual rights that we're running across Nigeria. It's still with GPI. We have the NETCOSA program that we have. It's a network to curb sexual abuse, which GPI is the secretariat, where we have so many other NGOs fighting for the issues of sexual rights. There was a time we also ran the network for trafficking in persons captive. But for our relationship with VSO, ICS is the first of its kind, and it's been tremendous. It's wonderful for young people.
Now, there's always a trend in the country. Once one starts a project, there's no continuity later on. Okay. So the volunteers will be leaving in
5 days.
In a couple of days. How do you hope to continue from where they stopped? Because I'm sure that maybe some of those projects wouldn't have been completed.
For the project in the community, GPI is in talks with the Nigerian volunteers. We're going to be having talks with them, the Nigerian volunteers, and see where we don't have a concrete plan, actually. The truth is, yes, we don't have a concrete plan. But
because this is probably the first time you're working with.
This is the first time we're doing this. But we have realized that these young people are very intelligent, they're very resourceful, and for us, we can't just, of course, let them go. We are very open to recommending them to places of opportunities. We are very open to working with them in future. And as it goes, there's the idea of the national volunteering, which we're trying to explore. And we hope that we are also going to use these young people as part of that program sometime in future.
Grace, I'm sure that your family and friends will be willing to hear about a lot of experiences. Is there any crazy experience that you've had just during this program?
I'm not sure. I think some of the craziest things, from being from the UK, like the driving here is so fast, and I think we were in a big van, like a minivan, and we were driving back from the community, and the driver fell asleep at the wheel, and none of us knew what was happening, and we crashed into a sign, and everyone was like, oh my god, we're going to die, but it's okay, we're okay. and we put the sign back up again. And that was the first time we went to the community, we broke one of their signs, but it's okay.
What about you, Godwin?
Lots of crazy experience. Lots of crazy experience, like being on a motorbike with an evil person, like, ah. I can remember Sunday, there was a day we were coming back from the community, we had to board a bike, and the bike guy was telling his friends, oh, he was speaking in dialect, and we got the interpretation to be like, I'm now an international rider.
Oh, I knew I was evil.
Like, it is myself, I'm one of the UK volunteers now Taylor. So lots and lots of crazy experience. Not many I could mention, but it's been very fun. It's been very, very wonderful.
So I'm sure that you'd like to embark on this kind of project in the future.
Yes. But first, to embark on my own project or on another group project of such, I would first finish my foundation as to completing the present project. All are not being completed, but I want to make sure, by God's grace, we see to completing this project first before I think of any further thing.
Okay. What have been the benefits?
Well, I hope they will also share their own, because part of the ICS program is community benefits, group benefits, and then personal development for themselves. For GPI, first of all, this project I feel is a fantastic community entry project. We've been having community interventions in different communities, and for this is a good community entry project for us that it's going to be very easy for us to walk into the community and do community interventions in every other sexuality areas that we feel. And knowing the fact that young people, we are part of the process of having young people come together, go to a community and give back, even from the little they hardly have. So for us, it's also still part of the empowerment program that we are talking about. We're talking about empowering girls, and we're also talking about empowering young people, where young people don't always sit down and say, what has the government done for me? What has the school done for me? What has the parents done for me? But now they're thinking of, what can I give back? How can I make this country better? So for us, it's like a pilot project also for people to see that young people can also give a lot back. They can use their heads, they can develop personal skills in between. And for us, it's been amazing coordinating them, you know? Always having one issue or the other, trying to coordinate them for one thing or the other. Because I know this morning, even this morning, we're having issues, calling one person and calling before they finally came here. So it's been an amazing experience for us and a learning experience for GPI as a whole.
I'm sure it's given the young people to a sense of responsibility.
Exactly.
Okay. So benefits?
Well, obviously for me, learning about another culture has been amazing. Like living with a Nigerian family, you know, learning a tiny bit of pidgin, which I'm really bad at. It's embarrassing. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. And I think also personal development, like learning how to make community development effective, and learning that you can come to a place and help people. Even like whatever it is, it's so important to just do something, and to be given this opportunity to help people for 3 months is such an amazing opportunity. I think so. I've learned a lot from it.
Did you learn to dance, any cultural dance?
I don't know.
No, you didn't.
You have to probably ask another member of the team.
Okay. What about you, Godwin?
Lots of benefits, a lot of things. To mention, like I've learned how to fundraise. I have never fundraised in my life. This is the first time in this program. And secondly, I've learned how to give smiles to other people, like make them happy, trying to give them life, which I've never done before. And basically working as a team. I've never in my life worked with such a theme that has to do with bringing different people from different parts of the country and outside the country. I've also benefited from like working in a community, like building and things like that, which I've never done. So many things I have done in this program that I think I should say a big thank you to VSO and GPI as well, because they've really impacted a lot in me. At least I can go home and beat my chest, tell my people, yes, I've not wasted my 3 months. So.
Yes, I'm sorry to have you to say that these young men and these young women, all of them, they cleared the land.
Wow.
They dug the foundation by themselves.
Yes.
I think the only hire they had was the mason, the guy who puts the block together there, but they were part of building the block, they were part of bringing the sand, fetching the water. Almost everything was done by them. So it's amazing how to see them sweat, like just hard work. Some of them did fall ill in between because of the stress actually, but like you said, it's been an amazing experience for them and for us too, to see how young people can be part of social development, especially in communities.
I think it's very vital, because some of these young people would eventually be vying for some political position or the other. And once you get involved, it gets you closer to the people, and you can actually know what people need. You know. So Emilia, you personally, now you've talked about the GPI group. What have you learned from this?
I have learned a lot. First of all, I think I've enhanced by part of personal coordinating skills. Coordinating skills would be one of the first things I would say. Working with different people with different ideas. It's amazing to watch young people argue and argue and argue, and you're wondering at what point do they stop, or at what point do you decide, okay, stop, you have to do this. But it's also part of the coordinating skills I had to learn, how to allow young people take initiative for themselves. So you have to know at what point you let them be, let them take a decision, at what point you guide and assist. So it also assisted me with community work, my own intervention community skills, because we had to do a lot of negotiations between us and the community leaders, even to get a land. You understand how it is to get a land, a piece of land, and all the intricacies around it. So we had to do lots of negotiation, a lot of committee negotiations came into play. And then we did learn, they forgot to talk about it, we have what we call the GCD. So it's a day, one of the days we choose every week, where we talk about vital issues that concern both countries, like young people and violence, peace and conflict management. And then we did sit together, and it's amazing to learn the kind of information we had from them, where they all share the same issue, but how it happens in their countries. So you have a broadened knowledge of how these things happen in different countries. So for me, it was a good learning experience, and those were some of the things I did learn in 3 months. You see, I didn't have to go for a course in 3 months.
Unfortunately, you guys didn't get me involved in this project. So thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
I'm sure that it's given the viewers another view of what goes on in GPI. Okay, it's not just sexual and reproductive health and many other issues. Okay, so thank you so much, Emilia Ayo, for coming. Thank you, Godwin Omini, and Grace Myers. It's been wonderful having you.
Thank you.
I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and today we're talking about the community services that had been embarked on by the Girls Power Initiative. I hope you had an interesting time with us. Do stay tuned. Same time, same station on The Girl Child. My name is Afi Nia. Bye-bye.